Hello everybody and welcome to Darkslayer TV. I am, of course, Darkslayer. And today we have a special replay, actually. Someone asked me if it was okay that they sent in a 2v2. And you know what? Yes. If you guys have amazing 2v2 matches that you want casted, then please send me your 2v2s. I will gladly cast them. 3v3s, 4v4s, go ahead. However, I think I'm going to draw the line at arcade games. I don't want replays of mono battles or anything crazy like that, but if you have ladder matches, Archon mode, 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, I don't care. As long as they're ladder matches, send them in and get them casted. Now, I obviously don't know the name of this map, as it's a 2v2 map. I don't even know the name of the 1v1 maps, so expecting me to know this is a bit ambitious. But spawning down here at the bottom left of this wonderfully made 2v2 map, we have the Blue Zerg Tazmanian. Man, I had to remember the color there. I actually had to think to myself, what color is that? I was about to say purple, because I knew it was 2v2, but it ended up not being purple. Spawning down here as Tazmanian's partner, we have the Red Protoss, Trufflebase. On the other side of the map, we have the Teal Terran, CrazyBread. And his partner in crime, at the top left, the Purple Protoss, Zeref. So, 2v2s are really interesting when you're casting them and when you're playing them for a couple of reasons. One, whenever you mix units together from the different races, for instance, Terran and Protoss, if you give Zealots the support of Medivacs, they become invulnerable. Or whenever you have, I don't know, Void Rays over Siege Tanks, or just these crazy unit compositions that maybe this Zerg player and this Protoss player might come up with that are ridiculously good. I love seeing the crazy awesome strategies that you can get in these 2v2 situations, because obviously the game is balanced around 1v1, meaning that a race is only balanced when its own units are supporting its own units. So let's see if we can see anything crazy. Our first Terran here, CrazyBread, does send a Reaper over and is going to go ahead and get a few drone kills. So a good start here for the top right team. I think it's what I'm going to name them. We're gonna name them top right team and bottom left team. However, bottom left team does have an adept on the way. Trufflebase going to try to stop the Reaper here of CrazyBread. Gosh, these names are gonna be rough. But another Reaper now making its way over here. This one does get 2 kills. I can only imagine those are drones, and it's gonna move over here and take that Zelnaga tower for the vision. And a well-placed Spine Crawler and the Queen does go ahead and protect this base from any further harassment from things like Reapers. Top right team is getting a little bit postured for aggression. This many gateways this early on basically tells you that they want to get very aggressive. Or, and I don't mean this is an insult, they're lower league. You know, they don't have a build in mind that they want to do. They're just trying to spend their money, and you know what? They're doing it. So that's all that matters. We have some Lings now out on the map from Tazmanian, doing their scouting, getting out there, making sure they don't see any more Reapers or anything crazy like that. But if they just move right here, they could get the Reaper. Lings, the Reaper, he's right here. Look, he's not even looking at you. You could get the jump on that dude. Oh, man. Our Terran player at the top right now is going to go ahead and get that reactor onto his starport for, I can only imagine, either Liberator or, yes, the Medivac production. Most Terrans definitely still enjoy their bio balls mixed in with the Medivacs. And Medivacs are always a good choice in 2v2 situations. As I said, they do heal the Protoss units as well as the Terran units. And if you have a Zerg on your team, they'll heal those as well. So you can make some pretty strong compositions with it. Our Blue Zerg, not necessarily teching in any direction at the moment, still trying to get his foothold down on his macro. And I just noticed something. Look at this extractor. Do you notice anything wrong here? Oh, there they are. I was like, What is happening? Because it said 3 out of 3 and there wasn't anything there. I was so confused. And, oh, wow, lots of gateways coming down here, and the double forge from our red Protoss Trufflebase. So Trufflebase could be posturing to get pretty aggressive with his gateway units. Definitely going to have that main gateway composition. Is we don't see anything like a Robo or a Starport really coming down. However, there is a Robo. I just missed it, and a Twilight Council. Getting that blink, okay. So yeah, we're going to have that mainly Stalker composition with maybe that Warp Prism Adept Harass. You normally see this on the ladder. This is not too crazy. This is the kind of thing that you see quite often. Ooh, we do have a drop coming in here from CrazyBread, but there was an observer up there. So if he did have that minimap awareness, then they could be aware that this drop is on the way. Or they could get spotted by these lings. Actually going to stop and kill these lings before moving out to attack. And the ping's there from the red player to let him know that the drop was there. He did see it on the minimap, but this is a lot of lings, and I don't even know with the medevac support if these Marines are going to be able to live, but the pickup does go ahead and save them. There was too many lings there for those Marines, and the lings do live, but not without some sacrifice there. Some Marines did go down, and it nullified the drop. He did decide not to drop after seeing the amount of lings that were there, so they did their job. I'm going to go ahead and start morphing in some banelings that I can't help but notice are rallied to this Overlord, so we could be seeing some crazy awesome Overlord drops. But speaking of drops, the Terran's going to move out again here and see if they can't get anything done. I imagine to drop right here onto this base, but the Spinecrawler is in position, and he is forgetting about them momentarily, but there they go. He is back, and he is going to go ahead and start dropping those units and try to get that Spinecrawler killed before the Lings get here, and the Lings do arrive, but he's in a great position to get them all killed. The Lings can't get the surround, but the Banelings! Oh, the Baneling detonations were insane. Those clumped up units took a lot of damage, but it wasn't enough, and does go ahead and get quite a few drone kills there before the Stalkers could kill the medevacs, but the blink forward. But fortunately, they did get away. Oh, and in the meantime, I missed it. There was a Baneling drop here by our Zerg player, and oh my god, I am so sorry. If you didn't see that, if you didn't notice what I just did, don't go back. It's a spoiler. Just keep it hidden. Alright, the Marines now going over here for the Overlord, but it does get away as it's moving too fast. The 1-1 is now finished for our red player, and moving up to that 2-2. And I don't think our other Protoss player, if I can find some of his units, does he have any? I don't know that Protoss has any units. Oh, there we go. He does have this. He does have the 1 armor. Okay, I guess I could have just checked his forges. Yeah, he's got the 1-1. All right. So we do have the 1-1 done for both players, but the red player definitely a lot faster in getting that 2-2. So we're going to be seeing a huge upgrade advantage, at least on the Protoss side of things. The +2 weapons is now on the way for the Terran player, but the +2 armor has not quite started. But he does have +1. And, oh, he does have units. They're right here. I'm sorry. I didn't see them. I was looking at the mini-map, and I was looking everywhere, and I didn't quite see him. But, yes, he does have units. Okay. I was just checking. But we do have another drop coming in here. Going to try to harass this base again. And the Lings are going to come over here and try to pick it up again. But there's just not that many Lings in this kind of position. You need a lot of Lings or those Baneling detonations. But a pickup will save them. Oh, another drop. We have multiple drops coming in from CrazyBread. CrazyBread keeping these players on their toes while his partner is back at base trying to macro up. And oh, the blink forward is going to make it so that drop is not going anywhere. And he does lose all those Marines. But in the meantime, another drop. And the Baneling detonations do get a few units there. But we still have a full medevac worth of units and a wasted Baneling on 1 Marine there. And the Lings are going to eat up the rest of those. Going to safely protect this base and drive this drop back. If we look over here at their compositions and their upgrades, the red player is getting awfully scary. His 2-2 is going to be finishing up anytime soon, and he has a pretty decent gateway force. Our Terran player has been doing a great job with the harassing and the multi-pronged attacks. However, that does mean that his units are dwindling. He only has 90 supply compared to like this Protoss player's 142. So this match could get a little bit scary. But the Protoss player does have 79 supply, and he does have that 1-1. But That 2-2 is finished now for the red player, and I'm a little bit worried. Oh my gosh, huge lean drop coming in from our blue player, Tazmanian. But with that sensor tower there, is the enemy going to see it? Oh, he does, and he gets the scan off on top of them, and he's got Marines in position, ready to deal with this. That sensor tower was a fantastic idea, as he has been watching the minimap very clearly. He does stop this. But at the meantime, he's still going over here and doing a drop at the Protoss' base, but the Protoss is still at home, so he's going to be able to defend while the Zerg units are now unloading into the blue Protoss' base, and he's going to start moving his way up here. Oh, but we have a couple disruptors. In fact, we have 3 disruptors, but no! Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Apparently the disruptor can't hurt itself with its own purification nova. I didn't know that. The things you learn, but the Lings do get by, and they're going to go ahead and start destroying all of these probes. I would say they got, I don't know, at least 4 or 5, if not 6 kills there. But these Stalkers, they need to turn around and attack. They're taking a ton of damage right now for no reason with that move command on. And another drop over here, taking out the third base location of our Zerg player. But the Protoss moving in does get that medevac, and the Marines are going to try to get this hatchery, but it's not going to work. And a move command does go ahead and get the rest of those cleaned up. The Protoss player on his third base trying to get this up and moving, while this red Protoss keeps getting scarier and scarier. The red Protoss right now is that guy. He's the guy in the game that doesn't do much but defend, but he's the only guy that's going to get to 200-200 because his friend is taking way too much damage, right? His friend is taking all the damage. He's defending as hard as he can. But this red Protoss is going to get scary because he's going to hit 200-200. But hold that thought as we have another drop here from CrazyBread going to start taking out this hatchery, and we'll get it, killing another base there of Tazmanians. And we actually have a little bit of a move out now from the purple Protoss, Zeref, who's going to start moving his way, working his way down to the blue Zerg's location. But it's a very small force. If it engaged this red Protoss force, it would not go over very well, as the red Protoss is nearing 3-3. Actually, he's only got that +3 armor. His +3 isn't quite on the way yet. Neither player really deciding to move out yet, but the red Protoss, there's some movement. And he does see it on the sensor tower with the ping there of Zeref. I don't know if either player wants to engage this. Oh, but that disruptor shot just barely whiffing, not really getting anything there. And here goes the engagement. Oh, but he's really scared of those 2 liberators. If he would just engage right now, he could probably take both of these forces at the same time. But he needs, I'm so sorry, but he needs to turn around. If he doesn't turn around, then all of these Protoss units are going to get eaten alive just from trying to run away. This Protoss force with the upgrade advantage could turn around and eat this force alive, but he's being too scared. He's not engaging, but he now has the backup of the roaches, and he does think he wants to. He does dodge the disruptor shot there. Roaches are making their way around the liberator zones, going to see if they can't engage this Protoss force, but that shot does whiff and kills that poor Marine that just got thrown up into the air. Now the roaches are going to start engaging this Protoss force, and the red Protoss force is coming in from the bottom hand side, and just like that, this force is going to be cleaned up massively, even storming the Protoss force, and another disruptor shot whiffing. Not quite used to using those disruptors yet, as we can clearly see. He does need a little bit more practice with them, but at least he's using them. We have the liberators now securing this location, and not really wanting to break these rocks, instead going to take the long route around. And honestly, I don't know what our teal, Terran, and purple Protoss are going to be able to do to defend this, as the roaches are now making their way around. Oh no, but the red Protoss, you need to get up there and engage. You got to help your buddy, or he's going to take the brunt of this attack. He needs to engage, because the Protoss army is going to stop him from backing up. He needs to engage these freaking Marauders. Oh my god, okay, alright. This is a service announcement from Darkslayer TV. A lot of people take way too much damage because they do too much right-clicking, right? They're doing this thing where they're like, alright, do I engage, do I engage, do I engage? I'm not sure, I'm not sure, I'm not sure. And that whole time they're being attacked. So, if you do anything, remember, either commit or don't. I can't stress that enough. I see it too often. Commit or don't. None of that running back and forth trying to figure out whether you should or not. While I was blabbering, our purple Protoss did lose his base up here at the top left-hand side. And our top right team appears, just from the minimap and how this game is going. The disruptor shot got 2 roaches. to be falling behind economically, at the very least. As good as our Teal Terran has been at harassing... Oh god, but that disruptor shot was brutal! I don't know what went down there, but at least 3 stalkers, because I can count the carcasses. But anyways, our Teal Terran has been doing excellent harass. Don't get me wrong. But if you look at that mini-map, the econ coming from our red Protoss and this blue Zerg has just been fantastic. And this poor stalker, unable to get out. Okay, he finally made it. Oh, but they did take the back door, and now they're going to start engaging over here on Zeref, our purple Protoss, and there's no units here to defend. This is going to be brutal. A lot of economic damage and macro is going to go down here for Zeref. The Teal Terran does make its way up here with 3 medevacs to try to help engage, but this is what I'm talking about. You see this? Don't move your way. Don't go up here trying to attack the buildings. Either commit or leave. Those are your options. But anyways, the engagement is going on, and the red Protoss is going to go ahead and start storming the purple Protoss. And this red Protoss, like I said, his upgrade advantage along with the supply he has is going to give him a dominating lead in these battles. However, unfortunately, with the fall of those roaches, and taking too many disruptor shots, surprisingly, Zeref and CrazyBread hold on a lot better than I thought they would. I thought that Zeref was going to lose his entire main, and while it did take a ton of damage, he's still in the game. He still has a foothold. This isn't over yet. Oh man, this is getting crazy. Those stalkers are on hot pursuit right now, blinking every time they get the shot. The warp person picking up 2 of those Archons in an attempt to save them, but the chase down is real. But fortunately, he does pull off, and these 2 Archons are going to live for now. But another set of drops now coming in from CrazyBread, going to try to kill off this expansion once again. I think this will be the second, if not third time this expansion goes down. If he manages to do it, a Liberator does go into position to try to stop the reinforcements to protect this base, but unfortunately the Archons did take it out before it did too much damage. But Tazmanian did lose his expansion, and the CrazyBread got the damage he wanted in, and as you can see, didn't lose many of his units. So he's doing a fantastic job. CrazyBread, keep doing what you're doing. Your drops are doing fantastic damage. We do have an SCV now moving out to get a little bit of scouting information and learns of the tech switch. Well, not necessarily the tech switch, but the addition of Hydras to the blue Tazmanian Zerg's army. And oh my gosh, 2v2s are hectic, let me tell you. I look at this minimap and I'm like, where do I go? Well, I guess I go right here. I'm not 100% sure. But anyways, I don't know who's winning right now. I'm not going to lie. This game has been very hectic. This blue Zerg, is going to go ahead and destroy this back door, but the Liberators are in position to keep them from moving in. However, if they just went in, they could kill those Liberators. That's another thing I've noticed. Stop being scared of Liberators. Yes, they're strong in the early game, but when you're at 200 and they have 2 Liberators, don't avoid those zones entirely if you think you can take the fight. But here we go, the EMPs off on the red Protoss army does make those Archons 1 hit away from dying, and if they were to engage right now, it would be really unfortunate, and another Disruptor shot does go out, and does not quite hit that Archon there at the end, and a huge wave of Marauders now making their way out to support the Protoss army, and this engagement is going very well. I would say the concave is a lot better for the bottom left team, and it is going to start slowly pushing this army back, but the army is very good, and no control there on that disruptor shot again, whiffing another shot, and now would be a good time to leave. They can't take this army anymore, plus the addition of the Liberator zones, 4 Liberator zones. Get out of there. It's not worth it. Just leave, bottom left team, rebuild, regroup, and get out. If they blink though, immediately A move backwards. Oh man, is he gonna blink it? Does he feel confident enough? Oh, but the disruptor shot does take out an Archon and a Stalker, so that's quite unfortunate. Finally getting off a nice hit there. And this game is moving into a very stalemate-esque period. All the players are somewhat running out of money in either gas or minerals. Some players just floating money, but regardless, we're in a situation where neither player really wants to attack. These teams are so equally balanced, and they're just trying to build up their forces that neither player feels the need to be the aggressor, or at least they don't want to. And I just want to mention that not only do we have 5 lurkers on the way, which is exciting, we have a nuclear fucking launch on the way. But hold that thought, because we do have some zealots over here picking on this Terran base. While I don't think they did very much, yeah, they've got two and 1 kill, which I think might have been the army here. Maybe an SCV or two. They're not going to do a whole lot of damage, but they're not moving in to engage. These are going to get way more kills. He needs to move up here and start dealing with it. He does reveal the ghost now to the Protoss player, but I guess that already happened whenever the EMPs were shot off. But we have stuff going on all over the place. The red zealots are now trying to deal damage in the base of CrazyBread, while CrazyBread is oh my god. While CrazyBread is dropping the blue Zerg Tazmanian. Guys, I can't stress how difficult 2v2s are. This is insane. And the Zealot's still not dealt with, dealing even more damage to that tech. And the drop also not being dealt with. Tazmanian is going to lose this base. And once again, both players, or both teams, in a situation of just not sure what to do. They're both trying to harass and do damage, and while some of it's being successful and some of it's not, neither team really wants to engage. It's become a very interesting situation. Some Liberators did set up some Liberator zones here to try to kill off some probes, and while they might have got some, I'm not 100% sure, and a nuclear fucking missile right where I'm looking at. Will he notice is the real question, is will he notice about this nuclear missile? Meanwhile, the blue is attacking, but the nuke! And 4 probes and a cannon goes down. While it could have been bigger, he still got some damage done, and we got to see nukes. That's all that matters. That drop continuing to do damage to our Zerg player. Going to go in here and start taking out this blue Zerg player's base. The red army making their way up with the backup of the Roach Hydra Lurker army. And once again, you need to get up there, kill the Liberator, but we have a Disruptor shot incoming. A nice dodge there, keeping most of his units alive. And he needs to be careful. Those Lurkers either need to move forward or they need to stay back so the support of the Lurkers can't help. And the Zerg did exactly what you need to do. Go in there and kill that fucking Liberator. And now we have a bunch of cloaked ghosts going forward, getting a ton of EMPs off. There's almost no shields on this Protoss ball. Now would be the time to attack if they want to. And we do have some snipes now going off, and a huge disruptor shot, and 3 more huge disruptor shots. That was a huge blow to the Zerg army, leaving only mainly the Protoss army here to try to clean up the rest of this force. It's just not going to work. This attack has been successfully nullified. Well, I take that back. What am I talking about? There's 6 Archons murdering right now, but it's still going to be cleaned up. We do have an advancement of the Lurkers, though, going to get quite a few of those ghosts. And this traded a lot more even than I thought it would. I'm not going to lie. And the Disruptor shot is going to go ahead and take care of one of those Lurkers, leaving 3 alive. And we either need a good scan and an attack, or we need another Disruptor shot. But Tazmanian deciding to go ahead and pick those up. And meanwhile, there was a Zealot either warp in or drop trying to take care of this base. And it does force a liftoff. And they're going to go ahead and get a bunch of SCV kills as well. Leaving both players once again doing a fantastic job harassing each other, doing a fantastic job defending each other. But, oh my god, this drop is still going! This drop, guys! Get up here! All your tech, Blue Zerg, your tech! The spawning pool is going down. The Lurker Den's going to go down. He needs to get over there and defend. And finally, the Zealots are going to be cleaned up here as they move in to destroy that. Are we going to see a Disruptor shot on the Zealots? I'm not going to lie. I'll laugh a little bit if we do. Alright, I don't think we are, which is good. Which is good. I would have laughed a little. And yeah, all of the Blue Zerg's tech is being demolished right now. It's all gone. I don't know if it's being rebuilt anywhere. We do have the pool coming down here at this base, but why? Just move up here. A move right here. Just A move. It's 4 units. Please. I'm going to go ahead and scout this top left location to make sure that the Teal Terran and the Purple Protoss have not taken it yet. And no, they have not. And once again, this is a very even match, and one that's there's so much going on. You know, we've got all the harassing, all the attacking, all the defending. This match has been nothing but absolute hype. But oh my god, hold that thought. I didn't actually think they would get that command center, but they did. And he's going to start moving up this ramp, but he needs to back off. He's not going to be able to take that Protoss army, and he doesn't need to throw away any more units after taking the economy hit that he has taken here. He needs to be very careful. His econ is not where it needs to be. While he does have a little bit of a bank, that's going to be filled up or taken away really quickly by just a handful of units. And we do have the Terran army now attacking this lower right side and doing a quite successful job, I might add. Going to unpower both of these robotics facilities where the Colossus was being built, even killing a robotics facility. And to be quite frank, the Protoss doesn't have anything. He's going to lose this Nexus. So there must have been a huge engagement. I'm sorry I missed it, but the Terran has definitely killed off any of the units. However, there's a huge warp in here, and he does try to move in, and he gets the warp prism, and all of those Zealots go down, only leaving 3 left here. That was a huge blow. Only this small Zerg force now available to try to defend, and it does defend, but can it kill the follow-up? A huge push now coming in from the top right-hand side is coming down here, and this is pretty much all that's here to defend for the lower left-hand side team, and I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. Wait, did I just see that right? Yes, the Zerg still is on 2-2, so not only does he have an upgrade disadvantage, he's got to fight 97 plus 103, exactly 200 supply worth of units. Well, not necessarily, a lot of that's in SCVs and probes, but we have a nuclear launch coming down, and he hasn't found it yet, and it's gonna land on top of all of these probes, and the nuke is gonna land! Oh my god, leaving only 5 probes left at that base, and the huge push from our Terran and Protoss players making its way across. However, the Terran is going to move back to try to defend as Tazmanian trying to force almost a bit of a base trade now. But is he going to be able to kill this Terran force? The Terran is on 3-3 with the Liberator support. However, the Liberators are awful close, and the Hydralisks do go ahead and take one down awfully fast. And the engagement is now happening, and it's actually really close. I'm not sure what's going to happen. He does start to push the Terran back, but is this going to be enough to kill the reinforcements? This is a base trade situation, and I don't know if that's enough Roaches and Hydras to finish this game out. Just the reinforcements from the Terran alone are going to be able to stop this, and meanwhile, we have a Protoss running rampant in the main base of the Protoss player. The Protoss does have 2 Colossus, a Templar, and some Zealots, but I don't think that it can fight 4 Disruptors and a huge ball of Stalkers. I think this may be over. I think our top right-hand team might have finally done it. After all of the harassing, all of the defending, all of the attacking, everything that has happened during this game, I think our top right-hand side is finally going to win this. We even have CrazyBread now moving over here to put the nail in the coffin, and what's left of the econ that's in tatters of the Protoss player. This Nexus is going to go down. The main base is going down. Our Zerg player not really building much, trying to get Roaches out as fast as he can, but it's not really enough unless he can produce 100 to 200 Roaches to defend. This is not looking very good. Oh no. I think the bottom left-hand team is done for. He does have a Roach run by. He's going to see if he can go over there, do some damage, maybe draw the armies back to buy some time. But I think that they're going to be able to defend. Yeah, he's just going to lift the buildings. He doesn't have a reason not to. He's got the superior force, and this is what's left of the Zerg. The Protoss is trying to engage as well. They both have a sizable force, but neither one of them can engage. They need to group up, if anything. Their best chances if these Roaches get pulled back right now before they're killed, but it doesn't even look like that's going to happen, and join together and do one final push. But unfortunately, with them split like this, they're not going to be able to do the damage they need to the forces, and it's over. I don't know. This Protoss needs to get up there and join these Roaches right now, or it's going to be disastrous, because the purple Protoss is going to continue its destruction on the rest of these bases. But the red Protoss, once again, not sure where to be. He wants to go up to join the Roaches. He wants to defend. He's not sure, as just everything about this game is now in tatters for the bottom left-hand team. Oh man, yeah, that base is going to go down. So that's even more, or even less econ than they already had. And finally, they do join up and group together. And will they be able to do anything? That's the question. Can they, as a group, kill the enemy team? It might be possible. With the right micro, it might be possible, as the Protoss isn't even here yet. And that storm was brutal. He tried to stim in to get it, but unfortunately the red Protoss was on par. And he's not sure if he wants to engage yet. He kind of does, but he kind of doesn't want to. And I think that was a misclick, as one of the medevacs did get filled up. And he does get a couple Hydras there. That was a nice pickoff. And now the armies are combined. But the purple Protoss is aware that he needs to back up. Doing damage isn't what he needs to be doing right now. He needs to take out this final force of the bottom left team. And then they win, and a nice Disruptor shot does go off on that Colossus. And the Disruptor shots are continuing, and it does take out a Colossus, which is a vital unit. 2 more Colossus go down, and that is it. That is it. That last Disruptor shot. That is it, Trufflebase, with the well played. And does leave the game. Yes. That's it. This has got to be over. The top right team has to have it. There's no way. I don't see how the Tazmanian is going to be able to hold here, but he's staying. He does apparently think he does have a shot, so we'll see. I'm not sure what kind of strategy he has in plan. If it's these 2 roaches, I've got bad news. Even with that Hydra support, I'm not sure if it's going to be able to fight the armies of both these players. And the drones right now leading these Marauders directly to the last mining base. And if you... Oh, no, dude. No, you saw where the enemy was going. You know where the base is. But I guess he's just going to go ahead and go down here and take care of the rest of this. And Tazmanian finally with the GG, well played, and does tap out. Congratulations, CrazyBread and Zeref, for your win in this 2v2 match. Thank you for sending in your replay. You are fantastic for taking the time to do that. I appreciate it greatly. And I appreciate all of you for watching. If you enjoyed, please subscribe. And if you have a replay that needs cast, send it to DarkslayerReplays@gmail.com. That's in the description, and it's DarkslayerReplays@gmail.com. Ow, I tried to turn it off, and it didn't turn off. So, for those that stayed, Zanzer Durka Burkle.